Let's examine the 5 types of smokers to better understand how they all fall under the nicotine trap. The first type are smokers that only have the occasional cigarette during Christmas or their birthday, and never smoke for the rest of the year. They only dabble as they fear getting hooked and understand how addictive cigarettes are. These types also think constantly about that one cigarette every year, despite their denial, and become aggravated and depressed once their yearly cigarette is over. The cigarette always tastes foul, and they are still brainwashed into smoking for eternity. Most smokers start off like this at a young age, whether it be from sneaking cigarettes from their parents' packets or during teenage rites of passages at parties and sleepovers. There's nothing to envy here. You can still have the rebellious streak of your teen years without dabbling in cigarettes. Type number 2. The casual smoker that is hooked, and one type we explored previously. These smokers are the transitional stage towards heavy full-time smoking. It may take a few years, or it can even take a few weeks. Type number 3 is a very rare type, and one that is tortured continuously. They are the ones who appear to have remained casual smokers for years, thereby only smoking no more than a few a day. Yet these are the types that are effectively more hooked and more miserable than any other type due to their exercise in willpower to stave off cigarettes. Yet they don't have enough control to quit completely. Type number 4 is the heavy smoker that attempts to cut down on their cigarettes, only to come back smoking more per day than ever before. And type number 5, the stoppers and starters who claim to be able to happily smoke for 6 months and then quit happily for 6 months, which is the biggest fucking lie ever told. If type 5 were so happy smoking for 6 months, why did they attempt to quit? And if they were so happy and found it easy to quit for 6 months, why pick up smoking again? It's because they hate being smokers and desire to be non-smokers. They use the willpower method to quit, and as we know, this method never ever works permanently. They don't get the best of both worlds. They're not Hannah Montana. They get the worst of all worlds. When we're allowed to smoke, we wish we didn't have to. And yet when we feel restricted from smoking, we throw ourselves into a chaotic panic and rummage for a cigarette and lighter in hopes to relieve ourselves. The cold hard truth is, we're drug addicts and nicotine is that drug that hooks us. The self-deceit is now clearer than ever. All smokers suffer from nicotine addiction, and any other excuse is complete and utter bullshit. Many casual smokers will chain smoke at social events while claiming to only have 5 a day, despite smoking almost their entire packet right in front of you. Now that you can see through the facade of nicotine addiction, you may be tempted to tell other smokers this. I'd highly advise that you don't do that. It will only embarrass them, as they may not completely understand how the nicotine trap works, just like yourself before you started this series. It is only fear that keeps people smoking. Putting the fear into a smoker's head will ensure that they close their minds off to any change or education. You'll also look like an arrogant douchebag despite your best intentions. As you finish your final cigarette at the end of this series and experience the euphoria of being a non-smoker again, you will without a doubt want to spread the good news to other family, friends and co-workers so they can share in the joy. But refrain from lecturing. Share your knowledge, but also remind them how great it is for you to feel free and how much more confidence you have gained. When the topic arises, feel free to refer them to this series once their curiosity is raised. But before you approach others, we must ensure you destroy your nicotine addiction first. Let's explore that in the next episode, and please, feel free to light up a cigarette right now.